What's cooking, America? Hello, hello. I was gonna post this earlier this week, last week. Time just got away from me. And I don't know what's going on with my video. Like, my audio is slightly off. I did something and everything just went a little wonky. But as promised, we're deep diving into my great aunt and grandmother's recipe box. And so the recipe that I made last week was I picked oven orange chicken. I'm going to leave that up there a little bit so you guys can pause and get the ingredients. There is the... Come on, focus on the text. There's the instructions. That is it for the instructions. So it says oven orange chicken, and then in parentheses there, it says WW. Now, I don't know, is this a Weight Watchers recipe? An old Weight Watchers recipe? Does it stand for Wanda Wilkerson? Maybe a neighbor? I don't know. I've never... None of my great aunt or grandmother's neighbors were WW, so I can't think of who this might have come from. It could have been from one of her garden colors. Who knows? Maybe it's a Wonder Woman recipe. Anyways, so it's pretty simple looking. It's just skin chicken. I use chicken breast, some chopped green pepper, chopped onion, orange juice, undiluted, water. Well, now we're diluting it. Ketchup, but I use ketchup. Soy sauce, flour, salt, garlic powder, dry mustard, black pepper, 2 medium oranges. The instructions don't tell you what to do with those oranges. So there was some guesswork involved. And then it just says, oven at 350, sprinkle chicken with onion and green pepper, combine other ingredients and pour over chicken, bake and cover 45 minutes to an hour. Bake orange, last 15 minutes. So, you'll see in the video, I made some adjustments. I didn't quite do this right because I know from experience that if I just took chicken and I sprinkled these things on top and then poured over the chicken and baked it, there's not going to be really any flavor inside the chicken because it's just on top. It's not. So I did let it marinate for about an hour in hopes that some of that sauce would get in there. So I'm going to show you the video. And I'm going to come back and talk about what we thought. Hey everyone, so welcome to my kitchen. So as promised, we are going to make today the oven orange chicken, and it just says WW, so I don't know what that means. Could it be Weight Watchers recipe? Could it be Wanda Wilkerson? Hey, maybe it's even Wonder Woman's recipe. Who knows? So I've got all my ingredients together here. And this really does not give me, there's a list of ingredients. Okay, there's the instructions. That's it. So there's going to be some guesswork involved in this. So let's get started. So we have 2 pounds of 2 pounds of skinned chicken. We will be chopping up about a 1/4 cup of chopped green pepper. I'm probably going to do a little more just because I like to use up the whole green pepper. We have a 1/4 cup of orange juice, 1/4 cup of water, 1/4 cup of ketchup. Actually, it's ketchup. 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of dry mustard, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And then I skipped over 2 ounces of chopped onion, and then it just says 2 oranges. And let me tell you, that one's going to be a tricky one. So let me grab my cutting board and a knife. So we are going to chop up this onion, or this green pepper. So now, this simply just says, preheat oven to 350, and I'm pre-making this before I'm ready to actually cook it. And then sprinkle the chicken with the onion and green pepper, combine other ingredients, and pour over chicken. Bake and cover 45 minutes to an hour. bake. Then it just says bake oranges last 15 minutes. It doesn't tell you what to do with the oranges. So am I supposed to slice them? Quarter them? What am I doing? So since this is an orange chicken recipe, I feel like this is kind of like a technical challenge on the Great British Baking Show. So what I'm going to assume is that I'm going to be slicing the oranges and placing them on top in the last 15 minutes to kind of give them that extra little bit of orange juice and some of the juices from the rind, the peel, the zest. So what I'm going to do, I thought about mixing all this stuff together and whether I should just marinate the chicken. But I'm really not sure. So let's combine it and see how much we actually have. So it says just combine the other ingredients. So we're going to take the orange juice, the water, the ketchup, the soy sauce, the spices, and the flour. And then we are going to whisk it all together. So I think what I'm going to do, there's not a whole lot of liquid here for these 2 pounds of chicken, I don't think, to really give it enough flavor. Normally, okay, so I debated whether I was going to follow the instructions just like they're laid out, or if I was going to change them a little bit. And I think I'm going to change them just because my family has to eat this, and I know past experiences showed me that just pouring this on top and throwing it in the oven is not going to give the chicken enough flavor. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to marinate it for a little bit. Since I have time, I'm doing this prep work before I have to go get people from work. So what we're going to do instead is I've got this gallon bag, and I'm going to dump these vegetables in there with it so that they can all marinate together. And these onions were the ones that I had previously frozen, and so it was easy to just measure them out. So I'm going to dump all that in here. Okay. And then I'm going to move these. And what I'm going to do with the chicken, actually I'm going to pour that sauce in here. So I need my spatula back. So we're going to pour this sauce in. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chicken piece. I'm going to move all that off to the side. Okay. And I'm going to cut off some of this fat because I don't like a lot of fat on my chicken. Okay. And then I'm just going to poke holes in it so that it opens it up a little bit for the marinade to get in there. And then we're just going to dump that in. Do the next one. This one is good. There's really no fat, so I'm just going to Same with this one. I think this one's okay. This one does have a little bit of fat on it that I want to cut off. Okay, put those in there. I'm going to take these little pieces and throw them away. And now what I will do is I will work on getting as much air out of this bag as possible. Now that it's airtight, we will massage this and move everything around. Make sure all the vegetables get spread around in there. And try to make sure it's completely coated in the sauce. Okay. Another tip, if you still have a lot of air in your bag, you can fill a sink full of water, submerge this halfway through so it kind of suctions around that stuff, and then seal it off. But this is good because I'm just going to sit this in a bowl in the fridge. So let me grab a bowl. Or a plate, actually. Just to make sure there's no leaks. So now I will sit this in the fridge until I'm ready to cook. It is 4:19 and I have to pick up somebody from work. So I won't be cooking until about 5:16. So that's perfect. This can sit and marinate for at least an hour. And when I get back, I will show you how I will handle this. But basically, I'm just going to, when I'm ready, dump this out on in a cooking dish. I think I'm going to use one of my stoneware ones. Juice and everything, let it cook, and then we'll slice up the oranges at the last 15 minutes and cook those on top. So, enjoy. Okay, so I've got my pan, I've got the chicken. We've had it marinating now for almost exactly an hour. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get my trash open and ready. And we're just going to dump all that in and try and get out all of the sauce, or as much as possible here. And then we're going to move these around a little bit so they will cook a little better. Make sure some of these are sprinkled on top, because that's what the recipe had said, is to sprinkle it on top. So I want to make sure that they have enough of that on there. And I've got the oven preheating to 350. So once it's ready, I will put this in the oven, cook it for the 45 minutes to an hour. I probably will do an hour, but at the 45-minute mark, I will then take and slice these up, and I will just lay them on top of there, in hopes that they give a little bit more flavor. So we'll be back when it's done. Okay, so I've taken it out of the oven, and at the 45-minute mark, and I added the sliced oranges to it, and now then cooked it for another 15 minutes, and here we go. I'm going to move these oranges a little bit so you can see how it looks. We're going to slice into this, and we're going to try a bite. It's interesting. I don't really taste too much orange, but it's got some flavor. Not a whole lot. So, yeah, this isn't bad. I would probably marinate it overnight instead and see if that gives it a little bit more flavor. But it's moist. It's a nice, juicy, you know, chicken breast. I've paired it with some steamed vegetables and my sweet potato and Parmesan muffins, which are really kind of like a biscuit. I'll show you what these look like. They're just nice and fluffy, and that is actually sweet potato, not cheddar cheese, but it makes people think that it is cheddar cheese because there is Parmesan cheese in there, so it gives it still that flavor. These are really good. But yeah, it's not bad. It's interesting. So there we go. An old recipe that we've tried. So give it a shot, and if you make this recipe, let me know what you think. I'd love to see what your thoughts are if you've tried this. Until next time. Okay, so you can see that I made some adjustments there. So it really was... It didn't have a lot of flavor at first. So when you just eat the chicken with the sauce on it, and the sauce kind of got sticky, I think from the flour, it didn't have a whole lot of flavor. You had a little bit. I could have marinated this overnight, and possibly there might have been more flavor. The trick, though, is if you take those sliced oranges and you put them on top for the last 15 minutes and then take them out, it just softens them up. And what we ended up doing is we would, before we ate the chicken, well, actually, we had a couple bites and then we realized, hey, let's try something different. So we took and took our fork, and I wish I would have taken a video of this. So here's your orange, okay? We took our fork and held down kind of the centerpiece and pulled on the peel to kind of unpeel it, and it came off really easily. And then put those back on top of the chicken. And then as we would cut the chicken, we always made sure to have a couple of orange pieces with the chicken. That made a huge deal. Then it became very flavorful because we had that burst of actual orange bit and then some of that chicken. So that was amazingly good. So definitely if you're going to make this, make sure that you combine that orange in every bite. Otherwise, there's not really a whole lot of flavor to it, unless you marinated it for overnight or something, which I may try this again and do that overnight. So it was interesting little recipe to do. So while I have you here, shall we pick the next one? So that was an entree. I think this time I want to try making a dessert. And let's see. Well, actually, I've been doing a lot of desserts lately. Let's do maybe an appetizer. Oh my God, it's a Minnesota Jello salad. Excellent Salad by Jean and Edna. It's lemon jello, boiling water, Philadelphia cream cheese, celery, grated carrots, pineapples, and whipped cream. I'm not making this. At least not right now because I don't have all those ingredients. But look at that. We have a Minnesota thing. Oh, and the instructions are a separate one. Oh, I got to make sure I keep that crap together. Cups of chicken, minced onion, salt, green grapes, celery, mandarin oranges, slivered almonds, macaroni rings. Oh. I think we found a winner. This, I think, is exactly what I've been looking for. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this in my next video, but you're going to get a little heads up here now, too. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say goodbye for now. And you're going to have to wait until the next video to find out why I'm excited about this chicken salad recipe that I just found. Ha! Till next time.